Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your August 2017 mid-month readings. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you always for your likes, shares, subscribes, all your support, feedback, and comments. Keep them coming. Thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for one-on-one readings, and also a thank you especially to my regular clients. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on that About or Description button on my YouTube channel's homepage for a little more information and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do a wide variety of readings, and I read full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So turnaround time for personal readings is pretty quick. I can usually get back with you within a day of your initial contact and set up a reading anywhere between a few days upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time we can schedule a reading for you. So if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. They may play out a little more predictively for you than your sun sign, and just by watching all three, it gives you additional insight and clarification into what's going on in your life during the time frame that the reading covers, particularly if one of your signs doesn't resonate as much as it normally would. Check your one of your other two signs if you can, if you know them and if you can. So these are the mid-month readings. We're looking more at the last half of August 2017 rather than the month entire, so I will only be pulling 2 cards for each week with an additional 5th card from the bottom of the deck for overall energy and guidance. And yes, for those of you who didn't know from my beginning of the month readings, my background has changed because I'm currently bouncing around Europe in Poland right now. So, but of course, still posting general videos and still working with clients, still doing one-on-one readings because the internet is everywhere nowadays, which is a blessing for all of us. All right, let's get into this. This reading is for the fire sign of Leo for August 2017, mid-month, the last half of August 2017 for Leo the Lion. And we have the 5 of Wands, the major arcana card of death or transformation, as I like to call it. We have the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and from the bottom of the deck for overall energy and guidance, we have the Sun. Wow, 3 major arcana cards, Leo. What a powerful reading for the last half of August. Time being somewhat fluid, a human construct, as I always say. I hesitate to say, well, this is exactly the 3rd week and this is exactly the 4th week. Actually, I feel like for you, Leo, this is just something that's occurring just more during the last half of August, maybe going into a little bit of September. But it probably represents, you know, this transformation of conflict, something that's been going on for some time. Your overall crowning card energy being the Sun. Beautiful, beautiful energy. I feel like something's being laid to rest or transformed in a way that's laying a difficult or challenging aspect of it to rest, like completely. Almost feels like a sense of completion. So we have the 5 of Wands with death, transformation, as I like to call it, because some people the word death just kind of makes them clench up. So the 5 of Wands, fire energy here, your element, that's the element that governs the suit of Wands. The 5 of Wands is a card that can represent conflict, internal or external conflict, and it typically represents, for external conflict with other people, it represents conflict that isn't hugely serious. It's more like petty squabbling, circular arguments, nobody winning, nobody losing, nobody really out for blood, but no resolution being resolved either, just kind of a circular argument, things going around and around, no solution ever being resolved. Internally, it can be a combination of both. Internally as well, just kind of turning things over and over again, trying to find an answer, trying to find a solution to something, but not really being able to find one. Just things constantly circling, turning over and over in your head. And this, for some of you, could be an actual specific external conflict with another person or a group of people or a family dynamics. Again, one of the reasons we advise you to check your rising and your moon sign videos is because these are general readings and there's many of you watching, so of course they're not going to mean the same thing for everybody watching to the same degree and intensity. It's just not possible. So how this reflects in your life, Leo, or whoever else is watching, is the specifics are going to vary, but as I always say, the energy fundamentally remains the same. So however this conflict resonates for you, whether it's with one individual, a group of individuals, friends, something at work, it could be with a partner, partner. It could be within a family dynamic system. It feels like for a lot of you, it's been just an ongoing conflict, and one that you've thought about for quite some time. You've tried to find an answer, you've tried to find a solution, and there hasn't been one forthcoming up until now. However, the Five of Wands is accompanied by death, transformation. Now, death represents death, not literally a physical death in this instance, but it represents a complete ending of something, or a complete and utter transformation of something that already exists, something transforming into something else, morphing or dying and being reborn into something else, because birth follows death and beginnings always follow endings. So death represents a clearing out of the ground, if you will, a ripping out of all the weeds of everything that's already grown, so that the ground can be laid bare and kind of stirred up, so that you can plant seeds to begin to grow and build and manifest and create something new. This is a clearing out and ending, and because it's paired with this conflict card, Five of Wands, for some of you, this is going to be a conflict, external or internal, or a combination of both, coming to an end once and for all. I'm feeling like resolvement, like there's a resolvement of something for some of you. Some of you, this may be having found a solution to this conflict. And it could be with one specific person, and for some of you, this is how it's going to resonate. But I feel like for more of you, this is conflict with a group of people. It could be a small group of people. It could be friends. It could be work colleagues, people you're working on a project with. It could be in your community, and it could be within your own family system, family dynamics as well. I feel like for the majority of you, it's going to be more than one person, like a small group of people. There's a solution or a resolution of something, or something is occurring that's causing it to come to an end. Some of you, of course, this may be you reached a point in the conflict where you just decided to separate yourself from it completely. Others of you, there's going to be a transformation of this conflict. It's as if, and for those of you for whom that resonates, it's because of a solution. Some of you, this is coming to an end because you're, for whatever reason, under whatever circumstances, have decided to completely separate yourself from this conflict. Others of you, there's been some kind of solution that's come up, and because of that, it's morphed the situation, caused the conflict to end, and caused a transformation of the dynamics within this group of people. Either way you look at it, it's a really powerful and really extraordinary occurrence, and I feel like it's because of an event that happened, a solution or an event. Even those of you that's coming to an end because you've walked away, it was preceded by something, an event of some kind happening, but all very positive. And I have to say too, 5 of your cards, 3 of them are major arcana cards, so a strong sense of divine timing and orchestration. Now, next to that, towards or at the end of August 2017, we have the Queen of Wands, which for most of you is you, accompanied by the Empress. Beautiful, lovely card. The Queen of Wands would represent a fire sign, female or male, because this is general reading. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. For a lot of you, this is going to represent you just actually being, coming into your own, manifesting your own beautiful fire sign traits that are inherent to your sign. Some of you, this may also be an additional external person in your environment, in your sphere, also a fire sign, or someone who strongly manifests the character traits of the Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So since Queens and Kings represent individuals who've reached the mastery of their suit, this is somebody who is a fiery, dynamic, assertive individual, but not prone to being spontaneous or impulsive, maybe as she would have been in her younger page or night days. She's kind of matured, evolved, and gotten to the queenhood stage, which is this sustaining, nurturing kind of energy that the queens reach. This would be somebody who is probably very charismatic, somebody who's very good at problem solving, somebody who's very good at getting the job done, or inspiring and delegating other people to do the same thing. She's a natural leader. A lot of people look up to her. She's probably easy on the eyes, good looking. And this could also be a male as well, because there's a lot of you watching. It's a general reading, male or female, or a female aspect of a male within this conflict situation we're talking about. So again, a lot of you, it's going to be you just kind of coming into your own and manifesting yourself. I think for some of you for whom there's been a something, an event that's happened, something that's brought a solution, which has brought about the end or the transformation or morphing of this conflict. It's something that's occurred to you, but again, I feel like it's kind of muse inspired, like it's divine timing and orchestration. Some of you, you have just decided in within this certain conflict situation, it's like you welcome when enough is enough. I'm making the changes I need to make. I'm calling an end to this. I'm doing whatever I need to do to transform this. There's a new beginning occurring and a rebirth occurring, which is really quite fascinating because we explain that with death, the ending. Now, paired with the Queen of Wands and right next to death is the Empress, which is interesting because the Empress is all about birth, rebirth, fertility, new beginnings, the time being right, which is what fertility really represents. And she's sitting right next to death. So first we have this either complete ending of something, the ground completely being cleared out, something being ended, just kind of blasted away, or something occurring, a solution which completely transforms the situation and this group of people. For some of you, again, it's just going to be one other person that this conflict is occurring, but for the majority of you, I'm feeling more like it's a group situation of some kind. So there's rebirth occurring. There's a new... Okay, that's interesting. I'm just getting now, this is more project oriented for somebody or a group of people. You're working within a small group of people on a project of some kind. The conflict's actually not been with individual personalities, but the conflict's been with the project itself. There's been some kind of difficulty, something that you guys couldn't figure out that had blocked something. And all of a sudden there's been a solution or resources or something come in that's actually completely transformed it and allowed you to either continue or branch off in a new direction. That's kind of interesting, very specific message coming in. Love to hear who that resonates for. For the rest of you, we have, okay, the Empress, so fertility. The time is right. So the last half of August, beginning of September, whatever this conflict is ending or morphing, transforming. I feel like a lot of you, you have some kind of central role to play in this, if not the central role. And it's about clearing the ground out. And then after that occurs at the end, there's new beginnings happening. There's seeds being planted, which is what the Empress is about. She's the traditional Earth Mother of the Tarot. She kind of holds that beautiful blend of the unseen, invisible, intangible, spiritual essence with the beautiful earthly fertility, the tangible essence of the world that we live in. She is also a card about nurturing, self-nurturing. It also can be a message to take care of yourself, spend more time in nature, kind of connect to that. Fertility, this could, the Empress sometimes represents literal fertility as well. For some of you for whom this ongoing conflict struggle has been, in terms of literal fertility, getting pregnant, conceiving, it could be giving birth as well, but I feel more, the Empress is more about conception, the beginnings of the starting of things. It looks like the last half of August, perhaps going into September, might be a good time to work on beginning that addition to the family. It looks like a good time for fertility. The Empress is also, just on a creative manifesting level, she represents a creative time period. So those of you who are, this conflict may be some kind of creative or artistic endeavor or project of some kind. It looks like the next several weeks is going to be a good time to be coming up with new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of proceeding through with something, new beginnings. The Empress is also a good sign, a green light for starting new projects, new relationships, new jobs. She's about the beginning, the time where it's right to plant seeds. Seeds need to be planted in the right kind of soil at the right time, and it looks like the next couple of weeks is really good for that, particularly those of you who have been struggling with something, an ongoing conflict or challenge of some kind for a while, particularly if it includes a group of people. But again, the specifics will vary depending on who's watching, but the energy remains the same. It's coming to an end, it's closing out, or a solution is found, a transformation occurring. It feels like you're just coming really into your own. You're taking control and reins over this, and you're planting new things. You're beginning to, you're doing the initial baby steps, the footwork, which will begin to continue as long as you keep with that lovely, queen, nurturing, sustaining energy, growing it, that energy of the Empress who's all about feeding, fleshing things out. This will begin to grow and manifest and continue on as time goes on. Beautiful, lovely, powerful energy. Now, your overall crowning card is the Sun, one of the, if not the best cards in the tarot deck. The Sun represents like this conflict coming to an end. It's like a breathing a deep sigh of relief. It represents an uplifting of energy, a loosening up of previously restrictive energies. If money's been tight, this represents it loosening up a bit. Kind of a darkness into light, winter into spring, sickness into health kind of feeling. Illumination, clarity. If you've been looking for solutions, answers, the sun brings them light, love, warmth, laughter. There's a strong element of just fun with the sun, laughing, being able to breathe easier. And that's your overall energy and guidance. Again, lovely, beautiful, powerful energy. Something is definitely getting better, and pressure is being released and lifted, and in some cases completely negated. So be interesting to see how this resonates for those of you. Good for you, Leo. It looks like the next few weeks of August are going to be quite lovely, bright ones, and quite powerful and impactful as well. I still feel like it's related to a specific event or something occurring, so you'll have to let me know in feedback. So Leo, that pretty much sums up your August 2017 mid-month reading. Thank you so much for watching it. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, click on that about or description button on my YouTube channel's homepage. Feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again soon, as always. And until then, Leo, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks so much and take care. Bye-bye.